Hey everybody, Strangers123 here with another replay cast. This is me playing in the old Shoukaku in the old Team Battles game mode. And, well, what was the game mode like? Well, 7 versus 7, 1 carrier, 2 battleship limit, nothing really on the cruiser destroyer, so you could have 7 cruiser lineups if you wanted to, well, 6 cruiser lineups. We actually did that. We did, I think it was 1 carrier and 7 Aoki Hagen Norpetio Miyokos, just for the hell of it, with the old cruiser rush crap. But anyways, it is an older replay, and I am playing against an Epic Airfield 2010, which this team later would go on to become TTT, and this my team is the old Warsaw team. But it's a map on Ocean, and I mean, just look at this. It just looks really, really silly. I mean, 3 caps here when you kind of have to go everywhere. And, we at least have double destroyer, so we should be able to contest more caps at the same time. Now we need to find out what the opponent team is up to in regards to their surface ships. If we find out their surface ships are, let's say, going towards any given area, we need to just try to envelop them, get around them. If the opponent team is trying to split equally, then they'll have additional firepower, so we need to try to focus on annihilating a single flank of theirs if they do split up, because they have 3 cruisers and 1 destroyer. We have 2 cruisers and 2 destroyers. One of them is a Mikhail Kutuzov, which is normally where at this time we used to work it with a carrier, because as you can see there is no defensive anti-aircraft button here. There's no real way for a carrier to defend itself. No strafe disengages. You can't, latch your fighter and then strafe him when he tries to strike you. And the anti-aircraft in general was more heavy autocannon focus, which means it was slightly stronger in terms of short range, but long range was much weaker. And yeah, just be happy we don't have any Kutuzovs. This was, of course, back when the Kutuzov was broken. It's always been broken, but hey. And in this case, I know that my opponent is, well, he's a pretty good aircraft carrier player. I actually played quite a lot with him, just playing together. That's what I'm trying to say. But I expected that he would be 2-2-2 because this. Not even sure if the meta has changed, but the meta was in the process of changing, and it was really just the absolute top level carrier players that were still trying to play 2-2-2. Otherwise, meta had started going towards 3-1-2 setups on the Shoukakus, and even then, a lot of good players I know also started moving towards 3-1-2 because. As the meta started developing, it went away from strike and more towards actually trying to support the team. What you can see me doing here is trying to get a double stack on my fighters up, but they don't seem to want to react exactly like one, so I'm going to split up a little bit. I'm right now actually splitting my stuff up, and I'm seeing if I can actually go for a proper snipe on him, but I think the fighter tag occurred a little bit too early. He basically feeds me one of his fighters. This should be a free kill because it's under Izzo's anti-aircraft. And on top of that, to make his life situation work, it's also this squadron is under panic, so I get the panic lock against him because he didn't anticipate me making that move. And this one is, well, it should be reasonably fine. So at this point, I'm going to commit the strafing against whatever the hell I can actually catch. He actually gets himself out of it, so a good evade by him. But the amount of fleet anti-aircraft here and the defensive anti-aircraft should mean that Earl Grey shouldn't take any damage from that, and at this point I know I can't actually reach my opponent aircraft carrier first and get the snipe off, so I'm just going to abandon the hope of that and look for the enemy destroyer that capped A and maybe get a strike off against him. Do finish off his torpedo bombers, and now I'm just going to go, there you go, we do pick up the last of his torpedo bomber as well, so now I need to quickly get my plane cycled and try to achieve something with them. Overall, but we've got cap control, we have B, we have C, and our team's up north with the old spawning system, and there we go. I actually find the enemy Benson, so that's not something I'm actually going to be in a position to attack. So I'm just going to look for some torpedoes and keep the rest of the team spotted. Of course, with the benefit of hindsight, now would have been the time to order the friendly destroyers to smoke up the fleet so they can start merrily spamming away at the enemy team and dealing large amounts of damage. Because this was before the smoke changes, which, in my opinion, brought better. It was better for gameplay overall for the smoke changes to be done the way they were. Now I'm just keeping my plane somewhere in the vicinity, kind of in a semi-half-assed attempt to spot. I know I have a very big fighter advantage against my opponent, so he needs to be a lot more careful with his fighters. Now just trying to spot this Benson. Gonna hold down ult so you can see I am panicked by the float plane fighter there, which means I could still get one decent looking drop on him, and I actually pick up 2 bomb hits and double fire. That's some pretty incredible luck. But the objective is just to pressure his health pool, force him away, and just generally keep him out of the game. Airfield tries to do a strafe, he actually misses, and keep in mind this is with all systems, so he doesn't have much ammo if he does attempt to strafe like that. I'm going to go chase his dive bombers just to try to kill them off. Again, that'll bleed my ammunition as well. This was also back in the day where destroyers could actually camo anti-aircraft stuff, so yeah. That is pretty nice for the friendly destroyers. I do get the tags to that fighter, even if it's empty, it's never going to outrun me because I can just sit a tag and there we go, the kill goes in. But I used like 5 seconds of ammunition on that. In other words, in other news, I still have yet to get my torpedo bombers off with a strike. I think at this point, because I failed to react properly, Airfield is actually going to get a drop against Earl Grey's Benson. I need to ignore that one and immediately come and try to deal with the side drop so that he can't actually drop that. But pretty horrible reaction for me to go for a strafe there, and I only pick up 1. But defensive anti-aircraft is active, so he doesn't actually get a proper hit in. Really, really horrible play from my end there. I see a dive bomber over there. I'm going to order my other fighter, hopefully, to chase it. Hello, strangers. Fighters. Nope, it seems like I'm going to focus on dealing with the enemy's fighters because they're going in to try to spot my destroyers. Something I haven't been doing too well of, but at this point I know that I should be able to get a strike off against the battleship, and this is definitely one of the targets I should be going for, instead of trying to snipe the enemy carrier, and there we go, I think I start to realize that. Earl Grey is still taking a hammering over there, so I need to try to get some pressure, alleviate some pressure on him. At this point, just taking a good old click fight with the... I don't know what that was, I was thinking it was just a UI misclick, but just taking a good old click fight with Airfield now is should still be able to go in my favor, but I screw up the clicking a little bit, so who knows. My torpedo bombers overshoot their mark, but it seems like it's in North Carolina I'm flying towards. Hopefully the team can shoot up the turrets, which is what we need just to get a kill off on that. We do actually spot the carrier. Flying into NCs like this is always incredibly annoying, but back in the old days of HAC, this actually doesn't seem too bad, but it's a horribly aimed drop, and I should have aimed it properly. Lose one of my fighter squadrons, but the other ones looks like he's out of ammo now. Just forcing my dive bombers through here to attack the enemy's turrets, trying to secure a kill. Horrible, horrible drop there. Do pick up 2 bomb hits, and the team finish him off, so I'm going to use this remaining dive bomber, knowing that his fighters are out of ammo, to just click, or at least try to click on the Benson, but there is a defensive active, so it's not going to achieve anything, and I'll just need to pull away before I lose too many of the planes. Enemy team is now actually capping Bravo, but we have a hefty points lead thanks to the kill on one of their battleships, and in general just the pressure of having to capture own for a while. But now my opponent aircraft carrier Airfield is going to get a free strike off himself. And I think we're actually equal on the fighters now again, because I lost quite a few from that engagement. And both of my destroyers are now incredibly low HP, so there is a very good chance that if the enemy team is able to get them spotted, they can easily kill off our destroyers, which again would put the points back in their favor, especially because it negates our ability to really push into them later on. And with no spotting on Bravo, I wouldn't really be able to do that. It would just be a complete, in my opinion, waste of my air resources. It would be, we have no means to reset their Benson, who of course is the guy holding the cap points. Regardless, we're getting some pretty good... Correction, we just got the kill on one of their Atalols. Very good for us. Airfield is coming to try to spot me. Perhaps they're going to try to snipe me, but the battleship remaining is really, really far away. Then we have a look at the overall health bar. We can see that he is flying torpedo bombers around there. I think Conway looks like he's on the target list right now. I am spotted, so he's welcome to try to attack me because his fighters shouldn't be in the area. And at this point, he shouldn't really be able to kill me. Conway is reasonably low HP, so I need to try to get aircraft over there. This should be an empty dive bomber. It looks like it's floating at a reasonably high rate, and you can see his torpedo bombers are miles away. So I should ignore that dive bomber and immediately get aircraft towards Conway and towards the central area. Jedi is easily defendable. He's got 2 cruisers surrounding him, but Conway is a little bit far away, but his torpedo bomber's a little bit far away as well. So at this point, I think I'm just going to go and kill off that dive bomber. And I do get the tag. I'm pretty sure I got the tag on that. The minimap, let me see. Yep, I got the tag on that. So that's a dead dive bomber. Just gonna remove this body so I can move back, sending the other fighter, trying to rush it towards the team. And now I just need to get the rest of my strike planes in there as well, and try to attack. The enemy does have 4 surface ships left and the Benson, and our destroyers are still very low HP, so we do need to be aware of that. Earl Grey spots a bunch of torpedoes, hopefully he can avoid that together with Jedi, and it looks like it's fine. Conway's going to have to evade these though, so if he gets caught in a bad situation with more torpedoes coming in, and I'm going to make sure I spot all these torpedoes right now, so that we know we're safe. I don't care about that dive bomber. I'm sufficiently far from the North Carolina that he really isn't going to achieve much. And I've killed off one of his the other dive bombers, so I know he cannot have much overtime stack me with this. Benson gets spotted again, and I'm sending my torpedo bombers down there. I think I'm going to apply some pressure to airfield as well, but I'm pretty sure he's moved the ship to this side of the map by now. There's no logic in keeping himself there. But if I can catch something off guard, that'd be nice as well. Otherwise, just going to keep my fighters reasonably central to the team. I don't really want to kill off his fighters unnecessarily, because I'm right now, well, I know I'm under friendly anti-aircraft, or his enemy anti-aircraft, so I don't really want to get caught in a bit of an awkward situation with planes, but I think I get forced into the commit here regardless, so I'm going to lose some planes here. But that does give me a forced opportunity to get in there and attack, but equally it gives my opponent aircraft carrier an opportunity to move. Izzo is going full-on ham in there. So, well, he needs to try to conceal himself, and I'm going to try to attack this Atalol at this point, see if I can actually get the strike through. If he's not paying attention, there's a good chance I will, and I'm just trying to force him to turn. This number 4 squadron needs to pull away and come side drop him. The defensive now active, but that first defensive, it never actually affected. I do manage to pick up one of the enemy's fighter groups as my number 2 now out of ammo. Number 3 is basically out of ammo, so I'm not actually going to be in a position to defend Conway. Hopefully I can attack the enemy's aircraft carrier now and maybe distract them from being able to pull off a perfect drop. I do actually pick up the Atalol, which is quite nice for me. And the good old deal, 2 bombers stacked on top of each other, only one of them is actually going to drop, and now I'm just going to cycle them around. He does immediately damage control party, and he's still focusing on the other squad, so I'm just going to send the plane back in there, click him again, and then just extract them away. He is spotted at this point. I do get another double fire onto him, lucky me, but this pretty much means he's going to burn for a while, and he can't actually cycle and land his planes, which is quite nice. And I tell him, you know better than this. It's something I've done to him quite a few times, I'm pretty sure, so my planes weren't even properly stacked, so he should have known better about that. But even then, he's still going to bleed some health, because if he doesn't damage control party, I'm just going to circle around. But ooh, lightning strikes does actually knock out Conway, and we still have these 2 very low HP destroyers, which I've been doing a horrible job of protecting. But with the old ammo system and with the old carrier gameplay meta, is usually just try to get strikes in. It was really just the carriers being kind of out of the way of the fight, really just dealing with each other, and the spawning meta was only just starting to develop itself. Anyways, he thought it was a cruiser that shot at him, so again, you can see just the concentration required overall in the game, and with the lesser developed carrier meta, you know. Anyways, I'm admiring the Amgi's beautiful curves, good looking ship. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of content. I do enjoy looking for some old stuff like this, and with Aircraft Carrier Week, and me promising to show you guys 2 replays a day, because I haven't been showing any real content for quite a while. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Find the subscribe button somewhere down there. Follow me on twitch.tv/strangers123 to see me play live. If you have any replays you would like to see me cover, your own replays, show you, comment on what you did well, what you didn't do so well, send me a replay to replays.strangers123@gmail.com, and I will have a look at it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast. Have a nice day, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.